Trapped, as dozens of Himalayan workers were trapped in the Himalayan mountain. Suspended, as New Zealand decides to suspend its ties to Myanmar. Slow sales of iPhone 12 mini shows that consumers prefer bigger. And hope, as United Arab Emirates probe landed on Mars. This is Ame-am News on 10th of February 2021. Good morning, welcome to the program. 3 dozens of Himalayan workers were trapped inside Himalayan mountain after the Himalayan glacier incident. The search and rescue team of Indian government were struggling to help them, Reuters reports.
Rescue workers in India trying to reach around 3 dozen workers still trapped inside a tunnel by a Himalayan river have admitted they are struggling to reach any survivors and that time is running out. The men have been trapped since Sunday's disaster. A glacier collapsed and the hydroelectric dam they were working on was swept away. The death toll as of Tuesday was close to 30 and conditions are not helping rescue efforts. Praveen Tiwari is from the National Disaster Response Force.
There are many tunnels that are interlinked, so when we remove mud from one part of the tunnel, because of the pressure differences, more mud comes in from other tunnels. So the speed of work is not as fast as we would like.
The workers were among 197 people who officials said were still unaccounted for. Drones and thermal imaging equipment have also been deployed to help locate survivors. The situation remains bleak, according to Indian Power Minister R.K. Singh.
93 workers abhi bhi missing.
A total of 93 workers of the project are still missing, and we are assuming that they will not be found now and should be considered dead.
Officials have yet to conclusively determine what caused the disaster, though scientists investigating it believe heavy snowfall followed by bright sunshine may have triggered the glacier's collapse.
New Zealand decides to suspend all ties for financial, commercial, and political after Myanmar undergoes a military coup, Reuters reports.
New Zealand is suspending all high-level political and military contact with Myanmar. Minister Mahuta has also directed that New Zealand's aid program to Myanmar should not include projects that are delivered with or benefit the military government. We've also agreed to implement a travel ban to be formalised in the coming week on Myanmar's military leaders. In addition, we've joined with other countries calling for a special session at the United Nations Human Rights Council on Myanmar to raise concerns regarding the military coup and the impact on human rights. And I can assure you that New Zealand will continue to monitor closely the situation in Myanmar as it continues to unfold.
Slow sales of iPhone 12 mini shows that the market for small screen smartphones were not really that much, Reuters reports.
When it comes to smartphones, a recent look at iPhone sales show that bigger really is better, at least in buyers' eyes. U.S. sales of the recently launched iPhone 12 mini were just 5% of all sales of new Apple phones during the first half of January, according to data provider Counterpoint. The report is adding to signs of muted demand for the mini version of the beloved device. Last quarter, Apple smashed iPhone sales records, raking in nearly $66 billion for its flagship device. Apple launched the mini as a way of covering all price points in the smartphone battle, but larger devices have proved to be more popular as consumers increasingly use their mobile devices to devour more video content on the go from a wide array of streaming video services, as well as binge on visually rich social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Lackluster demand for smaller screens is not an Apple issue alone. As an analyst at JP Morgan pointed out, global data show sales of devices with sub-6-inch screens only make up 10% of all smartphones sold. There's some speculation by analysts that demand for the smaller iPhone 12 and the Mini are so weak That might lead Apple to scrap production of the Mini as early as the spring. Apple was not immediately available to comment.
The first probe of United Arab Emirates just landed on Mars earlier this week. The probe called Hope. Reuters explains it more.
Lock.
You're watching Ame-am, and this has been Ame-am News. Coming up will be the main event of Ame-am, having a go on a game that cures a person when the star aligns. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on Friday. Have a good day. Good morning. Itu audio Ame masuk nggak? Good morning, Zikri. Good morning, Hikoki. And good morning, everyone who just come. Bentar, Ame mau ngomong apa? Ame lupain tuh Ame sendiri. Selamat datang di Ame-am. Seperti biasa, tadi udah lihat beritanya. Aman ya? Lebih jelas nggak daripada biasanya? Ame kemarin semalam coba main-main sama itunya, VST soalnya. Tapi di sini bentar, Ame lupa nggak masukin BGM di sini. BGM-nya di komputer di macOS semua, bentar. Ame copy dulu. 192 168 43 26. Jelas ya? Oke. Kalau daripada yang dulu-dulu, soalnya kan Ame kan itu nggak tahu. Ame mau bilang bukan audio engineer, nggak salah sih. Nggak muncul, aneh. Alah, ya udahlah. Anyway, yes, kita hari ini bakalan main game kok. Tenang aja, Ame beneran main game. Asal gamenya unik sih, kayak apa ya? Halo, tes. Audionya udah balik kan? Kalau udah balik berarti udah. Kebiasaan komputernya edan. Bentar, kami itu dulu. I have to fix the screen first because the screen is in a weird condition. Oh my god. Seperti biasa, scarf ingin menangis. Full wheel, sure. mungkin buat 1366 aja kali ya. Oh, no. Itu ada no, di sana hujan nggak? Enggak. Also, halo, I'm back. Enggak hujan. Apa harus hujan ya biar stabil ya? Ingin ku menangis. Aku melihat mayat tadi. Mayat apaan? Kipchan? Mayat di mana? Kok tiba-tiba mayat? Also, Kipchan, good morning. Why did you suddenly say mayat? I am scared. Hello, I am back. Itu yang bilang, hi back, I'm dead itu. Ini kayaknya kemana? Dia berdiri. Itu di belakangmu. Woi, Kipchan. Jangan gitu lah. Ame nangis loh. Bentar. Ini kok lucu? Oke, padahal kalau aku kesini harusnya oke. Ya udah. Jangan gitu. Oke, bentar. Thank you Hikoki yang udah bawa. Kita balik ke anu. Bentar. Eh, Loh, kok muncul. Oh, itu. Loh, muncul. Alfa, Ame kok geser banget. Bentar. Ngeng, ngeng, ngeng. Dah. Biarkan Ame di atas sana. Just kidding. Oke, jadi nama gamenya adalah Astro Gesta. Dan ini sebenarnya gamenya lebih kayak itu sih. It's actually kind of silly kind of game sebenarnya. Gamenya itu kayak pop up book. Terus habis itu kita lihat apa caranya mainnya itu kalau ada pasien datang itu kita tanya dia, bukan tanya sih, kita yang milih sih zodiaknya dia apa, terus habis itu dari situ kita simpulin dia sakit apa. It's the most medieval thing I've ever think about. Oh ya, audionya. Bentar. BGM-nya pelan banget BTW, jadi Ame berani naikin. Okay, let's just start the game because it's good in a way. Starting new game, yes. Ya, orang sakit. Jadi orang sakitnya ditanyain. Jadi kita nyoba nyembuhin, tapi basisnya itu pakai basis itu tadi. Agak aneh sih. Oke, here we go.
Long ago in England in 1592,
Iya, ada
there
lagunya
begins a
dong.
tale, and all of it is true. Through all of London, bubonic plague spread, covering folk in weeping sores and leaving thousands dead.
Iya, ada lagunya. Oh my god, this is so fun. Okay.
From towns and cities, doctors they did flee,
Leaving
leaving
their
their
patients
patients
to die in misery.
But what
But
brave
when
doctors say
when all the cowards fled,
might
but
have
back
to
to
be
the
because he was too sick to
to leave his bed. Oh my god, this game is... Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be really fun. Let's try if we can kill someone.
Alas, 'tis my final hour. I will surely die. I am
This
too
your-
far gone to recover, and for the plague there is no cure. Unless a cure might be found in the
In the
stars.
stars. Ooh. Virtual free book. Yeah, makanya itu. That's where it's fun actually. Choose one zodiac to diagnose the condition. How might I be cured of the plague? Well, I have the plague, characterized by loss of appetite, immoderate thirst, and pus-filled swellings behind the ears, in the armpits, and in the groin. These are symptoms of a fever provoked by excess salinity in liver. Oh, Sagittarius is the ruler of the liver. Of the liver. Not liver, sorry. Liver. Alright, Sagittarius. Drug and down.
Let me see now. According to the stars, the way to cure the plague is to treat the fever it provokes.
Just treat the fever?
Oh, can it be true? Might a disease so monstrous as the plague be cured by treating it as if it were an exceeding bad fever? Then I must use powerful herbs to bring the fever to crisis and break it. Let me see now. Angelica and dandelion for heat, borage to provoke sweating, infuse them in wine, strain and distill the mixture to produce a most powerful strong water.
Oh my god, that's a lot fucking. He's dead?
Huzzah! I am cured. I shall now go forth with my miraculous strong water to cure all London of the plague.
Yay! Well, I think if I recall actually, the plague didn't actually... I don't think it's got cured, but whatever. Okay. Okay. 13th of October 1592? Oh my god, this is like even before medieval. At least it's before medieval, isn't it? Or well, it's medieval actually. Before medieval is around 1200s. How I might be cured of the plague? Okay, let's just continue. See case summary. Okay. Let's drop.
For the made a plague cure and use it on himself, then left his house to restore London to health.
Huzzah! 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 Huzzah!
Simon for many cured us of the plague, 'tis through some details are a little vague, but we know he used astrology and knows his own strong water, so won't it be a proper licensed doctor?
Yes, it's a pretty much a flip book stream now. Also, yes, it's already medieval, supposedly at that time. From the song is pretty much already shown, isn't it? It's so bardic. Oh my god. I feel like like watching an opera now. Alright, next. Who are we going to cure?
Comes a lady queer and a little warily. Her name is Mavis Allen. What can her trouble be?
What can her trouble be?
God give you good day, madam. How may I?
Are you Mr. Foreman? Mr. Simon Foreman, the doctor?
I, madam, I am indeed Dr. Simon Foreman. I bid you welcome to my consulting chambers. Mistress...
Allen, Mistress Avis Allen of Lambeth.
Pray tell me your age, if you please, madam.
I am 33 years of age.
And how might I do you service this day, Mr. Allen? Pray describe your troubles to
3
me.
and
Well,
30?
the pain started full late last eve upon retiring to bed. Not that I am in the habit of retiring so late, but my husband did desire a special supper of cold meats to celebrate and give thanks in any case, it started in the night and it continued until dawning. That being the pain in my head and the chundering.
A moment whilst I make note of this. Headache and involuntary purging. Is that all?
Aye, that is all. And thinking on it, my complaint to seem most trifling, and you are doubtless busy with important cases. Oh, like the plague! Yea, verily, mayhap I should not have come after all. Good day, Dr. Foreman. I beseech you, pardon me, for I have wasted your time.
Prithee, do not go, for I assure you, madam, your case verily is important to me. And 'tis important to you, is it not, Mistress Allen? Else you would not have come this day.
Well, I.
Let us consult the stars now then, shall we? What is the cause of Mistress Allen's suffering?
Headache and purging. Oh my god. I was up all night with headache and chundering. What cause your suffering? Disturbance of mind. Right, let's see. I think it's a little bit of both, isn't it? She's just very tired. You know what? Let's try to be a right doctor here. So, I guess cancer it is. I choose cancer. Alright.
Mistress Allen, it appears you are suffering from evil digestion. 'Twas doubtless engendered by corrupt meats. Mayhap the cold meats you took for supper.
Evening Jana, you're healthy.
My chart shows that
but
Saturn
maybe
is
it's
in Cancer at this moment.
But it's evening in your
Cancer
place.
rules the stomach,
Anyway,
and
welcome to
Saturn
the
is the
stream.
ruler
We are
of
trying to
black
be a
bile.
doctor that based on
'Tis a
stars.
mild imbalance of black bile that is the cause of your suffering. And now you've purged it, you have merely to keep to your bed for a day and to rest.
The bile? Do you think, might it have done ill to my unborn child?
Ah, then I take it you believe you are with child. Mayhap 'twas the reason for your celebration last even. Pray tell, how long has it been since your monthly courses?
Aye, sir, I do believe it. For it has been 14 weeks since my courses, and yesterday I did even feel the child quicken. In truth, 'tis the reason I am come, not on my own account, and not even then, if my situation were ordinary. I have been with child before, you see, but 'tis never. And Mr. Allen and I do pray this one will be born alive. Dr. Foreman, prithee speak true. Have I killed our child?
Oh dear me.
Have I killed this child as well?
How now, madam? Speak not so of yourself, for you are the child's mother. 'Tis you who gives life to the babe growing inside you. And verily, if mere chundering were to cause grave harm when a woman is with child, why, then full half my feminine querence would be barren.
The game is called Astrologaster.
Tis just the time.
And
Dear
it's
lady,
just an opera.
God have spared you from the plague if 'twas not his plan for you to have this child?
I own 'tis. Yes, doubtless God does have plans for me. How very kind you are, Mr. Dr. Foreman. I thank ye, and fare you well, sir.
Fare you well, Mistress Allen.
Oh my, this is so emotional in a way or another. Okay, welcome Bunga, welcome to the stream. Ini Astrologaster, which is pretty much a game where you are becoming a doctor based on the stars. Go figure, it's 1590 something. Alright, let's see other cases. So let me read the case. The current did present symptoms of headache and voluntary upward purging. I judged the querent as suffering from evil digestion. Missing the querent was pleased with me for the reading I give this day. 1592. The querent will return for another consultation. Alright, let's see. Dorime. Dorime. Is it basically a VN? Well, I wouldn't say it's not a VN. In a way it is, but like you can make them angry, I guess, if you are got it wrong. Bukan. I think it's just someone is getting sick, to be honest.
Good day, sir. You are Simon Foreman, the physician, are you not?
Aye?
These are your rooms.
Indeed, I am he, and well met, sir. Be it Thomas Blagg I have the honour of welcoming to my humble consulting chambers, the Dean of Rochester Cathedral?
Indeed. 'Tis I, Thomas Blagg. Though it is not upon church business that I come to you this day. 'Tis upon a matter of
yes,
my own
another
that
story.
I require counsel. I have lately been offered some very lucrative investment opportunities. And, well, it is said that God speaks to us through the stars, does he not?
Indeed he does. 'Tis well known that astrology is but a conduit for the word of God, as interpreted using scientifical means. And now, these investments of which you speak, pray tell of them, if you please.
2 merchant ships will shortly set sail on very lucrative trading expeditions. I do not possess the coin to invest in both. Hence, I must choose between them. And I must choose very wisely indeed. For sea voyages are most perilous, and if my ship were to founder or be captured by pirates, I would lose my entire investment.
Aye, forsooth, 'twould be most lamentable, to say nothing of the poor souls who might lose their lives.
Who are, naturally, the greater of my concerns.
No, he's lying.
Aye, naturally. And whither might these ships be bound?
The first is bound for the Spice Islands of the East.
India?
'Tis a voyage to be undertaken by a ship named the Conquering Cherub.
Oh my God.
The other is the Pride of Yarmouth. She is to bring back sugar from the Americas. Have you now the information you require? Then perchance you may divine for me upon which of these 2 ships our Lord God has bestowed his divine blessing.
Aye, Dean Blagg, we may now consult the stars. Should Thomas Blagg invest in the voyage of the Conquering Cherub, or that of the Pride of Yarmouth?
I will be honest. I usually didn't mind having being very medieval sounding English, and usually I will actually really enjoy it. But man, this is so cheesy in a way or another. Good heavens. Okay, let's see. Should I invest the Conquering Cherub or the Pride of Yarmouth? Well, oh my god, this is actually, I actually have to understand. What does it, The ship's name should evoke a child who is victorious in a battle. The Conquering Cherub is A. or the pride of Yarmouth. I think Cherub sounds like a child name, isn't it? Hmm. Yeah, let's try that. Which is A. Conquering Cherub.
The stars advise you to invest in the ship named the Conquering Cherub.
I see. And why is that?
Well, I have calculated that at this very hour, upon this very day, the planet Mars and the constellation Scorpio do both dwell in that part of the sky we call the House of Children. And as it happens, Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, hence we may say that Mars is presently exalted.
Mars has been exalted by Scorpio, you say? And what might that mean?
When exalted, Mars represents victory. And so, with victory in the House of Children, we may read this as a victorious child. Ergo, the Conquering Cherub.
Ah, I see. For a cherub is a kind of child, is it not? In sooth, I do find the science of astrology verily fascinating. I thank you, Dr. Foreman. You have been most helpful.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, it will be another story next after it. The Colonel did wish to know which of the two trading expeditions would make the better investment. I did advise the Quagan to invest the voyage of the king. My word, I'm sorry. I did advise the Quagan to invest in the voyage of the Conquering Cherub. Meeting the Quagan was pleased with me for the reading I give this day. The current will return for another consultation. I see. Afraid. Oh my. I really enjoyed it, not gonna lie.
Good morrow, sir. Pray tell, are these the consulting chambers of Simon Foreman, Doctor of Astrology and Physic?
Indeed, 'tis I, Dr. Simon Foreman. And your name, madam?
Emma Sharp of Shoreditch, sir. 25 years of age.
Welcome, Miss Sharp. And how may I do you service this day?
Well, 'tis a trifle delicate. A man has asked me to be his wife.
Oh,
dear, kind man, but I fear you will think me cold, Dr. Foreman.
There, madam, whatever is the matter?
Well, he is exceeding advanced in years. I do worry he may not be long for the world, and if he were to die, I do not think I could bear it. Verily, I would not. Indeed, methinks I would rather not marry him at all. Am I very heartless, Dr. Foreman?
Nay, not in the least, madam. Your fears are most reasonable.
Aye?
A man in the winter of his life is indeed more likely to die. I assure you, madam, 'tis a medical fact. But methinks you wish to know whether this man be afflicted with a grave health condition, do you not? To wit, any ailment that might soon prove fatal?
Forsooth I do. That is my question precisely. Why, Dr. Foreman, 'tis as if you have a gift for reading minds.
Merely the gift of logical surmise, madam. Let us see whether a judgment of the stars may calm your fears. Does Mr. What was your gentleman's name?
Mr. George Middleton, a wool merchant.
Does Mr. Middleton have any ailments that might hasten his death?
Oh. Okay, there is no word in constellation. He is a wool merchant though, so maybe a... Oh, I see. That's the dead. I think everyone is partly pretty much in debt, isn't it? I think everything in here that means just says it's I'm dead. He's probably going to death in a nutshell, isn't it? Mr. Middleton suffers from dropping down the piece. Oh my god, that's such a name for something that I would say. that's the name, to be honest. That's a name for a disease. Dropping down of the piece. Involuntary urination, it is exacerbated when combined with his fear of heights. Ah. Enchantment. Mr. Middleton has been bewitched by the enchantment of my proof fatal. You know what? Let's say he's just afraid of heights and really don't know how to keep their just piss everywhere. Dropping down the piece. That's
Mr. Sharp, I have exceeding excellent news for you. Mr. Middleton has only the most trifling of ailments, dropping down of the piss. Though I must advise you that marrying a man who suffers from dropping down of the piss would pose certain laundry-related challenges. But widowhood is not likely to be one of them, at least not imminently.
Blessed day! What wondrous news!
However, there is one other small thing in my chart. It seems your future husband does also suffer from an unreasonable fear of heights. Such a fear could aggravate Mr. Middleton's condition. He would be advised to avoid tall buildings, bridges, and mountains, or at least be sure he takes a change of breeches along with him on any such outings.
Oh, verily? Then I will follow your advice most carefully, Dr. Foreman. I will now to Mr. Middleton go and accept his proposal of marriage.
oh. Well, so someone's married. Definitely. I'm not going to get all of this again, but in a nutshell, yeah. Hopefully we are doing a good. Who's next? Oh dear. Okay, let me read it everything. Beware! Is the man treating you qualified? Listen to the doctor. London has lately been importuned by low-born charlatans claiming the title of doctor. These men have never attended university and therefore cannot be trusted. Any man found to be practicing medicine without a medical license shall be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Dr. Richard Smith, President, College of Physicians. Oh no, this is going to be the end for our doctor, I guess? Or the end of me?
Murdering would those doctors come? Murdering those doctors come? Murdering one fine day. Those doctors would they slave for? Those doctors will they slave for? Oh, will they send him to jail? They send him to jail.
Or will they send him to jail?
What is the meaning of this warning being put about by the College of Physicians? Do they mean to do me harm? It is true that I do not have a medical license. What am I to do? Mayhap the stars will advise me.
Well, what should I do? The other Japanese only owing to their wealth and privilege, there is much that do not know about physics. Yeah, to be honest, that's probably what is happening. Making war against me. If I am able to become best doctor in the land, I must find a way to end this war. The Church of England can help me, for the Archbishop of Canterbury has special power to grant medical licenses. That's interesting, but let's see what's on the other side. I must use my brilliant mind to forge strong relations with my guests. The solution involves being sensitive to the needs of my querents. Hmm. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't know how to not be mean. I mean, no. How to be mean. So I'm going to choose B, I guess. Let's try being a good lad for now.
It seems that if I'm to avoid prosecution by the College of Physicians, I must obtain a medical license. Towards this end, doubtless the best course is to serve my querents well, treating their illnesses and problems with intelligence and sensitivity. For if I do, they may favour me with letters of recommendation, and I can use these to petition the University of Cambridge to grant me a license.
I flip it. I flip it, mate. Okay.
Who's this man at the door who we've not seen before? Who's this man at the door who we've not seen before? Who is come to inquire dressed in such strange attire? Tis Ferraro.
Such an Italian taste. Anyway, lads, it's almost 10 o'clock in here. 11 somewhere, probably. So, don't forget to get yourself some food to eat, because, again, it's pretty late in the morning already. Don't forget to get yourself a food and a drink. I just drank something, to be honest. And let's continue.
Good day to you, sir. Oh, I see you're having some difficulties. William, fetch my guest a chair.
No, it's good. I am just a little stiff.
As you wish. Mr.
Signor Riccardo Ferraro. I am a gentleman of Venezia, come to make a trade in London.
Venice? 'Tis a fine city, I hear. And how may I do you service this day, Signor Ferraro?
I am come with una problema medicale, and you are most great dottore who does cure all London, huh? You cure Ferraro too, see?
Forsooth, I will seek to do so, Signor. Pray, describe your complaints, if you please.
This is so Italian, I like it.
Is burning when I make the water.
Pain during urination?
See, and is pain down here. Molto pain.
And pain in the lower back. Now, let us see what the stars can tell us. What ails Signor Riccardo Ferraro?
This is... Oh my god. This guy is so Italian. What is this even English? No, it's actually like Italian accent of English. So when you try to speak like this, see? It is me, Mario. I am trying to say that I have a back pain. Oh my god, maybe my Italian accent actually better than my Scottish accent. Not gonna lie. Okay, let's next turn. Pain in during urination, that's probably wrong. I feel like it's kidney stone. Vomiting and difficulty to concern. It's not, but he is not vomiting. At least not yet. The coat, which is caused by hot, dry humor sitting into the joint of the foot. That's unlikely. Dysentery, caused by pine in the bowels, venous, and oily stools. I'm not sure if he's dying. You know, let's say it's kidney stones. That's probably the most accurate one of anything. So the plan is we're going to get recommendation letters, and we will abuse it. I don't know how long it will take.
'Tis a case of stones in the kidney, I regret to say. But worry not, Signor. I will give you an ounce of my strong water to dislodge them. Drink this entire flask when you rise at dawn tomorrow. You may then expect to evacuate the stones by way of your privy member within just a few hours.
Ah, your famous strong water. This water is said to cure the plague, huh? I thank you, Signor Foreman. And now Ricardo Ferraro bids you good day.
And now Ricardo Ferraro bid you a good day. Oh my god, I love this guy. Hello, welcome to the stream. Don't forget to get yourself a breakfast. It's Ame-am after all. Anyway, yes, we are playing Astrolog Gust, where you are trying to cure someone by looking at the stars. Not something that I would actually do nowadays. But sure. Pipis batu. I mean, he said he has a pain during doing something, so yeah, probably kidney stones. Pipis batu. Kan kaitai ya.
Tis sure she is no beauty, tis true she lacks finesse, but every awkward hero needs his awkward princess.
Hey. Oh dear, what happened to her again?
Well met, Mistress Allen. Pray tell, the last time I saw you, you were with child, methinks. Pray tell, how fares...
I would rather not talk about that, if you please.
Oh dear.
Oh, I see. I am full sorry, madam. What
I'm
brings
come
you
upon...
this?
The matter that brings...
Pardon, madam. I prithee, madam, say on.
I'm come about the new law. I know not what to do, and I would have counsel.
You are in trouble with the law, madam?
Nay, at least not yet, but my neighbours have begun to remark unkindly upon my absences, my Sunday absences from church. I am afeard one of them may soon denounce me.
God. Ah, 'tis the Act Against Recusants you speak of. The law that obliges Catholics to attend church and take the English sacrament. You are of the Catholic faith, then, I take it?
Aye, a Catholic, but as well a law-abiding woman and a full loyal subject of the Queen. Long may she reign.
I do not doubt it, madam.
But to take the Protestant sacrament, 'tis heresy. So says the Pope in Rome. I risk being damned to hell if I do it, Dr. Foreman. Verily, I find myself in a most terrible bind.
I see. Damned if you do, yet condemned if you do not. A cruel bind indeed. Well, let us see if the stars may untangle it for us. Should Mistress Avis Allen attend Protestant church services?
No. But then it was 1590 England something. So I think at this point she probably should. So let's see what's on the reading. This indicates jealousy and confusion. Some have the wrong impression of Alan's wealth and envious. Alright. Mrs. Allen's problem is her female neighbors. Well, she can just move, okay? What's about... Oh my god, that's 3 of it. Let's see. Must remain strong in her Catholic faith, for when the Queen dies, her successor may revert England back to Catholicism. There may be a creative solution for appeasing the Pope in Rome, whilst also honoring England's Protestant legacy. I mean, you can just attempt it and don't do anything about it. Mr. Allen risks getting trouble in the law and being punished by the authorities, yes, of course. It is Mistress Allen's duty to cooperate. This is like making a lot more trouble in here, but we are trying to not make a lot of trouble yet. So we will see.
I fear the stars confirm your fears. You must attend church every Sunday, lest you risk being prosecuted for being a recusant.
Oh, but then what of my soul, Dr. Foreman?
Methinks I have a solution for that, madam. If you were to cross your fingers behind your back during the service, Any Protestant oath you swear would not count. Of course, you must be sure to stand at the back of the church while doing so, so that only God may see, and no one else.
Forsooth, what an ingenious notion! Oh, Dr. Foreman, you have saved me. You are so wise, sir. 'Tis so. Verily, 'tis most admirable.
But, dear lady, 'tis you who is to be admired. The strength of resolve, your devotion to your faith, and your... Madam, would you care to see my collection of Venetian glassware?
I think I would. Indeed, I would like that very well.
Venetian glassware? Where did that even come from? What the... Wait a minute. What? Venetian glassware? I do apologize, my pitch going a little bit up, but... Come on. Venetian glassware? Where did that even come from? Sure. 1594. It is indeed a really old England time. Oh, we almost got the letters of recommendation. Nice.
Here comes a beauty dark as night. Her hair does shine, her eyes are bright. A damsel formed for man's delight. Oh, she is quite a lady. Oh, she is quite a lady.
She is quite a lady indeed, aye.
Good day to you, sir. I am Amelia Bassano of Bishopsgate, here for my consultation.
Welcome, Mistress Bassano. Bassano, 'tis an Italian name, is it not?
Aye, it is, sir. Though I was born in London, my family are from Venice. They did come to London to gain employment as musicians at the royal court.
Ah, I know one of your countrymen, Riccardo Ferraro, another one of my querents. Mayhap you know him? He hails from Venice too.
No, sir, I do not know him.
Oh, dear.
Venice is a large city, and as such, 'tis home to many thousands of men. And as I did mention, I was born in London.
Aye, of course. Mayhap we turn our thoughts to what brings you hither this day. Have you a question for me?
Aye, sir, I wish to know what afflicts me, for my belly does begin to swell, and lately I oft find myself chundering after meals.
She's pregnant.
Swollen abdomen and involuntary upward
Pregnant?
purging.
Pregnant?
Well, now, let us consult the stars to judge the cause of these troubles. What is ailing Mistress Amelia Bassano?
Aye, let's see. What's on the stars? Why did I start to talk in Italian accent? Mamma mia. Liverwort? Possibly. The ruler of the knees. I don't want to say it's a weight gain, but let's just put the happiest of everything. Probably the productive system. Let's say it was because she was pregnant. Ame mia, mi madre, ulala.
I neglected to ask. Is there a Mr. Bassano?
Aye, my father still lives.
I mean to say, are you yet married, Mistress Bassano? I presume you are, for the stars indicate that you are with child. Wondrous news indeed.
Ah, I see.
Of course, it is natural for a young lady to be a trifle anxious when she's expecting her first child. And I see you are anxious, are you not?
Aye, Mr. Foreman, I own that I am.
Doubtless you are anxious owing to the unpredictable nature of your condition. For instance, sometimes the child might emerge from its mother's womb early, weeks or even months earlier than anticipated. This possibility is a medical fact, and one that should be explained to any husband you may... Do you see what I'm saying, Mistress Bassano?
Nay, not in the least, sir.
Ah, Some of my maiden querents, I assume you are still unmarried and therefore a maiden, when they find them...
Oh, that's new. Yeah, don't worry. The connection should be returned now. Yeah, I got disconnected a little bit. Sorry for the weird thing that's happening. Okay. Oh, man, newly installed Windows is so quick. It opened OBS like right away. It's nice. All right, next up. Hopefully, I was right that she was getting a child, which is quite pleasing indeed. Who comes to me?
Mary Kate is frightened when she spies a looking glass, for 'tis a portal out through whence the gates of hell do blast. A deadly and foul wind that comes direct from Satan's
La 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 la. I think she's a nun.
Blessed morrow to you, Dr. Foreman. I am Mary Payne of 4th Street in Lambeth. I'm come to seek your counsel about my neighbours.
Good morrow, Mistress Payne, and well met. What trouble do your neighbours give you? They play their lutes into the night, perchance? Mayhap a neighbour has cast a malignant spell upon your cabbages.
Why, sir, 'tis no trifling matter. Indeed, 'tis a matter of grave importance. Doubtless you do know we have a Catholic living on 4th Street. A woman by the name of Avis Allen.
Ah,
Oh
yes.
my.
I did hear tell that Mistress Allen subscribes to the Romish faith. But 'tis no crime to be a Catholic, is it, madam? At least, not at present.
Aye, but harbouring a Jesuit priest is, Dr. Foreman. These evenings past, I have spied a man sneaking in and out of the Allens' house. 'Tis my reckoning the man is a priest who is going hither and thither all over Lambeth to perform the Catholic Mass and take confessions. Doubtless Mr. Allen is hiding him in one of those little cupboards.
You mean to say you think Mr. Allen has installed a priest hole in his house? A secret room hidden behind the wood panelling of a wall?
Indeed I do. I am certain that he has such a hole, and that a priest is going in and out of Mr. Allen's hole from dusk till dawn.
Verily? How troubling. But surely you are mistaken, madam, for under the cover of darkness, how can you be sure the man you did spy was not Mr. Allen himself?
Nay, nay, 'twas not Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen is a fine, tall figure of a man, whereas the figure I did spy was very narrow and malformed in appearance. A scrawny little imp of a man he was.
I see.
Now, you must not think me intolerant, Dr. Foreman. If Mistress Allen must cling to her idolatrous backward beliefs, 'tis her own affair, and I have no wish to cause trouble for the Allens. And 'tis true that Mistress Allen does now attend church on Sundays and takes the English sacrament just as she ought to. But we residents of 4th Street are decent English folk. We will not abide an agent of Rome sneaking around our neighbourhood, muttering incantations in some devilish foreign tongue.
I think you mean Latin, madam.
Yes.
But before I act upon my suspicions, I think it wise to know if there be any truth in them.
Then let us see what the stars can tell us. Who is this mysterious stranger, and why does he frequent the Allen's house late at night?
If you think England was started as a very, a place that is really tolerant to anyone and pretty much if you're coming from any other culture, let me tell you that it's not. It is a very, very strict and conservative nation back then. In the Middle Age especially. Just see her, oh my god. It's Latin! Are my neighbors, the Allens, hiding a Jesuit priest? Let's see what it is. The man, Mr. Spade, so harbors cruel intention towards Allen's household goods and possession. Or a steal. Cobras, probably. Mr. Spade will die suddenly, perhaps before the end of his consultation. Narrow and malformed, a scrawny little imp of a man. Yeah, that sounds pretty correct to me. Oh yes, untrust you can't trust a foreigner. All right. Mr. Allen's maternal instinct have been thwarted by her inability to bear a child. Oh, seems possible. Thank you for the praise. Not interested in traits. Oh, okay. Um, let's say this one is A. Let's say A. This is such a negative thing, though, so let's see.
The man you saw prowling around the Allen's house is no priest. He is a thief, come at night to steal silver plate and candlesticks.
'Tis a mere robber I saw. On my honour, that is well to hear. Still, something must be done about it. I will rouse the menfolk of 4th Street and have them patrol our street each night until this sneak thief is apprehended.
Is that truly necessary, madam? Be there not more...
Pleasant day, Dr. Foreman.
Oh dear. I think she's going to die.
When the querent does rock a continental frock, when the Ferraro does rock a continental frock, when his Italian flair features on facial hair, 'tis
Ayya, mamma mia, Signor Ferraro is come back for consultation. Oh my god. I love this.
God give you good day, signor. And how may I assist you?
'Tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to see the great dottore, Simon Foreman.
So it's correct.
So I see. What brings you this day?
I bring myself to you, so you trade my illness. 'Tis very grave.
And, what might this illness be? Perchance we might start with your complaints.
First problem is the laughter that cannot be controlled.
Oh, no.
Uncontrollable laughter, you say? I see. Anything else?
Next problem, the dancing that cannot be controlled.
Oh my god, I know this.
Dancing. And yet, you do not appear to be dancing at present.
What can I say? 'Tis uncontrollable dancing. I cannot control when I dance.
Nay, 'tis a fair point.
Doubtless my disease, whatever it may be, is very rare and very difficult to diagnose. But of course, if it be beyond your medical understanding...
Let me assure you, signor, that whatever is said of us on the continent, the learning of we English doctors is unparalleled. There is no better medical care to be had than in London.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
Let us see whether the stars may tell us something of your unusual and troubling illness.
Oh dear. I think I know this disease. It actually happened before in like Italy, Roman Italian, in around medieval too. Someone can't stop dancing and can't stop laughing, and so like the priest, the church at least says that it was a devil, but it's actually not. It's actually like what is it if you say like a quick flashing lights? What is it called? Apa sih namanya yang kalau epilepsy? I think it's epilepsy. Some kind of epilepsy probably. Uncontrollable laughter and dancing. Cholic, a disease that occasions abdominal pain, bashing, and bloating of the stomach. It's true. He did actually like dia sering itu kan, apa sih gelegean itu Indonesianya? Sendawa kan? Ini juga bisa jadi, soalnya ini kan malah apa ya namanya ya? Kena syarafnya juga. Signor Ferraro has been beaten by a tarantula on one of his ankles. Tarantula venom causes the victim to laugh, sing, or dance uncontrollably, while also provoking an acute lotting of music. Oh my god. Alright, let's do that. That seems to be true to me.
You have been bitten by a tarantula. Its venom has been creeping throughout your body, provoking the wanton laughter and dancing you're experiencing. The tarantula is a rare spider from foreign climes. Doubtless it travelled with you from Venice, hiding itself among your belongings.
Aye, doubtless you are right this time.
The venom may be expelled from the body using a combination of heat and music. I advise you to have a lutenist come by your house to sing and play for you while you bide near the fire. But take care not to insult the musicians playing, for whilst you will find it most loathsome, it will only be on account of the venom.
Molto bene, Signor Foreman. I will do as you advise. Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
Molto bene. Oh my god, this is so good. I like this game. It's simple. Let's face it, it's really simple, but it's fun. The current did present the controllable laughter and dancing. I did advise the current that he has been beaten by a tarantula. Methinks the current was pleased with me for the reading I gave this day. Mamma mia! Here we go.
Why does this lady feel confined? Mayhap the world is too unkind. Nay, doctor, medicate her mind.
Pray cure this comely lady. Pray cure this comely
lady. My voice is not as good as them though. Oh my god, this is so...
Good day to you, madam.
Yes. Good day, Mr. Foreman. Pray tell, is your Venetian querent Riccardo Ferraro one of the patients you treat for troubles of the mind? Forsooth, his manner is right strange. I passed him at the door, and when I addressed him in the Italian tongue, he abruptly turned from me and ran away down the street.
Nay, Signor Ferraro has no grave troubles of the mind that I'm aware of. Mayhap he was merely dumbstruck by your beauty, madam.
Dr. Foreman, a man is rarely struck dumb by a woman's beauty. Indeed, 'tis quite the reverse. He is oft rendered all the more loquacious, plaguing her with ill-formed metaphors he believes are compliments, and with hasty declarations and invitations she has neither sought nor invited.
Quite. But let us turn our minds to happier thoughts. I did lately hear of your marriage to your cousin, Mr. Alfonso Lania, for which I must congratulate you.
Cousin?
And as I recall, you were with child when I last saw you.
Aye, I was, as you correctly judged.
And your child and husband are both well, I hope?
I would rather not discourse on the subject of my husband, Dr. Foreman.
As it pleases you, madam. What brings you this day?
Lately I have been feeling heavy and lethargic. I do also find it hard to fix my attention upon the book I am reading or upon words I am composing. And yet, although I oft feel right tired, I am having difficulty sleeping.
Well, becoming a mother, beset with all the demands of a suckling babe, can force change upon the normal rhythms of life.
Nay, 'tis not that, for I have employed a wet nurse for the feeding and much of the care of my son. Methinks I must have some kind of disease.
I see. Let us consult the stars to see what afflicts you. What is ailing Mistress Emilia Lania?
Okay, let's... Oh, here we go. I feel heavy and lethargic, yet I cannot sleep. What ails me? Well, let's see about that. The queer suffers from phlegmatism. Excess phlegm characteristics are stoicism and stubbornness. It will get worse before it gets better, it seems to be correct. The current is melancholy, A black file. The current struggle with an excess of temperament is associated with the excess of yellow bile in sufferers exhibit an aggressive, opinionated nature. So far, this is the most things that actually make sense, I would say. Either that or this. Let's say it's melancholy. It seems to be correct to me.
Mistress Lania, the stars indicate that your suffering is occasioned by melancholy, or, in other words, black bile.
I see. And what treatment can you give me for it?
Before we speak of treating your condition, madam, I think it wise we determine what has provoked it. You did express a desire not to speak of your husband, and I cannot help but think that such a reluctance reveals where the source of your troubles might lie, to wit, within your marriage. Would I be right in thinking this? I do not wish to cause you distress, madam, but as a doctor, I do feel I must press you in case it is relevant to your troubles.
My marriage is not a happy one, Dr. Foreman. Mr. Lanier and I do not agree on matters of money and strong drink.
I see. And what are your opinions on these subjects?
That he spends all our money on strong drink. He disagrees.
And your husband cannot be brought around to see your point of view, nor you his, I presume. Well, the marital discord provoked by strong differences of opinion can often engender melancholy in a wife. Until the matter is resolved between you, you may take a syrup of roses and chicory. Drink of it each day, and it will serve to reinvigorate your vital spirits. I will also have my manservant William bleed you of some of that excess bile.
I thank you, Dr. Foreman.
William, come hither and bleed Mistress Lania.
Oh, bleeding, like bloodletting, okay. Oh, roses and chicory syrup, that sounds so good. I want to make that sometime. If rose chicory is actually exists in Indonesia. I'm not really sure if there is like a thing as chicory in Indonesia. Oh yeah. We'll see. The current yeah. So, I thank you for your inquiry with regards to obtaining a license to practice medicine. I note from our records that you terminated your enrollment at our institution some years ago on the ground of insufficient funds, whereas we do not ordinarily issue medical licenses to men who have not first completed a medical degree. Proof of equivalent professional experience in the form of letters of recommendation may be taken into consideration. A minimum of eight such letters of recommendation is customarily required. I advise you to write us again once you have obtained the requisite number of letters. So we need to get 8 letters next. Maybe I should save it for the next stream.
What is their relation? We are no
longer sure.
These formants now are patient and
As this is the cure. I think my voice is slightly higher. I really like singing with them, to be honest.
Ah, my dear Avis, what a pleasure it is to see you. I have oft thought of our last...
I cannot tarry long. My husband will be expecting me home.
Oh dear.
Of course. But, dear lady, is something the matter?
Of course. Do not all your querents come with a matter they wish an answer to?
Well, yes, but...
I wish to ask of the stars whether a man I am close with, a man who is not my husband, whether that man be also close with another woman.
A man you are... I see. Well, if I am to judge the stars for you, I must ask you to be more precise. In what sense do you mean close? The platonic bond of friendship?
Nay, close in the sense of being intimate.
I see.
She's
Then 'tis the familial tie of kinship, perchance.
Nay, I mean someone with whom I have shared physical relations.
Verily, madam, if I am to give you an accurate reading, you must state your question clearly.
Methinks you know full well what I ask. I bid you ask the stars whether my lover is, that is to say, be it true that he engages with another woman in acts of strumpy-humpy.
Madam, you astonish me.
Ex
It is unlike you to speak such indelicate words. Now, if I understand you correctly, you have a lover, and you wish to know whether he has been sharing his tender favours with another woman.
Aye, but did I not verily say so?
And now that we have at last fathomed your question, let us read the stars to fathom an answer. Has Mistress Allen's lover been unfaithful to her?
This is not her husband, he's a lover. Jealous and confusion seems to be right. Should be optimistic, alright. Oh, intimate relations between her and Abigail. That sounds okay. Legacy. Okay, family line. The spark has been lost. That seems to be true too. Oh dear. Oh, this is so hard. I can make it easy for her by saying the A, that it's no, it's she just need to believe it, or B, which is hard to say because we know she cannot bear a child. Shall we actually say the hard truth? I feel like we should actually say the hard truth here. To me, I say it is very hard to say. Let's do the truth for now.
It is as you suspect, madam. Your lover does indeed share intimacies with another woman, one with whom he hopes to father children who bear his name. To wit, he desires something that you, a married woman, are unable to give him.
Then I knew it!
Moreover, according to the stars, what does it say here? Yes, they say the quickening fever of your lover's desire has lately begun to cool. 'Twould seem he now finds relations betwixt you somewhat, well, a trifle dull.
Dull? But you, verily? 'Tis my sister Bridget. Aye, 'tis she, those cow's eyes she makes at you. She has lured you away. Fie upon her, that vile little strumpet!
What? You mean to say it is I you speak of?
Dull? You find our relations dull?
But Avis, pray heed me.
Then how is this for dull?
Well, yeah, that was the thing. Oh my. Well, the truth actually hurts, so...
Always has what's new. Far ahead of her friends. She oft gets her hands on goods from foreign lands. That Captain Footcraft he sends.
Alright.
Good morrow, madam. I humbly welcome you to my consulting chambers and thank you for choosing my practice. Mistress...
Fortescue. Mistress Sybil Fortescue.
Well then, Mistress Fortescue, what may I assist you with this day?
I come upon a most troubling matter, sir. I know not whether it is a medical matter or something else.
I see. Pray describe your trouble to me, madam.
Well, I suppose it all began with a dinner I hosted at my house last even. Mayhap you have heard of my dinners, Dr. Foreman. They are much talked about. Though I fear last evening's dinner will be talked about for all the wrong reasons.
talked about, you say?
Yes, indeed, invitations to my dinners are much sought after, for I host the most desirable of guests. Lords, bishops, poets, explorers, painters, and the like. Why, last eve I hosted the famous Robert Lord Devereux, the playwright William Shakespeare, and the Bishop of London and his wife.
Whoa.
As well as fascinating conversation. At my table, I served the very latest and most original dishes. Last even, I served an exotic green vegetable called a potato.
Potato.
So crisp and refreshing. My dear husband sent them home to me from the New World. Doubtless you have heard of my husband, Captain Fortescue. He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh.
I see. Your dinners do sound most excellent, Mistress Fortescue. But what occurred at last eve's dinner that has you so distressed?
Well, in truth, 'twas after dinner. We all felt a strong desire to take some air, and so we left the table to take a turn in some pleasure gardens nearby. But then, as we were walking along the path, right in the middle of the gardens, in full public view...
Pray do not distress yourself, madam. Prithee, take your time.
My guests and I were, all of a sudden, stricken with pain. We began chundering and voiding from our... But there was nowhere to turn, you see. There were no bushes close by to shield our modesty. 'Twas unspeakable.
A moment, madam, as I note this down. Abdominal pain and simultaneous upward and downward purging of a most sudden and violent nature. Now, let us see how these stars explain this most distressing and unsavoury event. What troubled Mistress Sybil Fortescue and her guests last eve?
You know, when potato has gone green, it actually becomes poisonous. Well, back then they don't know. So, just if there's like poison or something. Okay, that's poisonous. Chili gold. Not sure about that. Wandering hands. Nice, definitely because of that potato.
Madam, I think you said the New World vegetables you dined upon were green in colour, did you not? And you described them as crisp and refreshing, I think. I take it then that you served them to your guests green and raw?
Yes, indeed. Most of the potatoes my husband sent me were full dull and unhealthsome in appearance. Hence I served only the green ones.
Oh, no.
I had my cook cut them in such a way as to resemble roses. 'Tis the way I oft serve my apples.
Ah, then your trouble was a severe case of evil digestion. I have read that these vegetables can be noxious if they turn green.
Yes.
Oh, my days! Do you mean I poisoned my guests?
In a manner of speaking, aye. But worry not, madam, for the suffering was but temporary. Indeed, it does sound as if the bodies of your guests were most comprehensively purged of the poison. However, in future, be sure to cook the potatoes until they are soft, and pray do not eat the ones that have turned green.
As God shall mend me, what a shameful affair this has been. I shall go home and, well, I shall write to my husband and ask that he includes cooking instructions with the next gift of food that he sends me. I thank ye and bid ye good day, Dr. Foreman.
Okay, oh, nice. Okay, it's 10:28 a.m. right now, so it's better for us to end this morning stream for now. I'm probably going to stream again, but not here on Twitch, where I just talk pretty much. Just talk where I actually also working. Talk working? Talk working. So I will see you later, maybe around 1 o'clock or so. And for this morning, thank you very much for watching. It's been finally after 10 days when I actually promised you all that I will return in on the 1st of February, but turns out I got sick and you know the ends. Yes. So I finally returned. Let me save this first. So that is Astrolocaster. It's such an interesting game. It speaks itself that it's actually taken from Archive because it is actually seems to be like written by a certain doctor that's actually said in there. So yeah. We all have seen that, so let's not. You don't need to see the intro, or do you? Anyway, thank you very much for watching this morning's streams, and well, don't forget to get yourself a breakfast. Don't eat a green potato, and don't eat a potato raw, just for sure. And I will see you probably not in a few moments. Well, maybe at 1 o'clock. 1 p.m. actually. And yeah. Have a very good day. Thank you, Zikri, Haru Coffee, Bunga, and let's see, Higoki and ALG 2003 for coming. In that case, what's left is saying goodbye, and I forgot to put the credit in there. So yeah. Goodbye, Atsu.